actually, the weird thing was that Charlotte never got the figure eight in this matchup. She tried applying it, but Natalya knew the best way to counter it. That was what I thought was really amazing, was that, how come nobody thought of that before? How about, but basically what Natalya did was that while she was trying to go for the bridge, while Charlotte was going for the bridge, Natalya lifted her legs up, basically, and that actually, I think, counterbalanced the weight of Charlotte's arms, where she could not, get the full pressure applied, and she was able to turn her over. But in the end, we saw a very sloppy finish, which featured Charlotte using a roll-up and using the ropes for the pinfall dirty victory. Great, I guess. Yeah. But honestly, this matchup was really good. The fans got really into it. They thought it was an amazing matchup. And honestly, like I said, this was probably second best match of the night next to the NXT, championship match, tag team championship match. So we go on to the matchup that we thought was going to happen, was going to be Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar. However, Bray Wyatt said that you're going to have to deal with both me and Luke Harper in this matchup. And I mean, honestly, the way that they really built this up, I honestly thought they were going to do Wyatt versus Lesnar. But I did read a report earlier as to why Wyatt did not compete tonight. Because basically what happened was that Brock hit 7 suplexes on Luke Harper, and F5, 1, 2, 3, Bray Wyatt didn't even get involved in the matchup. And there was a report going on that Bray Wyatt's back apparently is not doing too well. And I can understand that they really do not want to hurt Wyatt, but at the same time, you've kind of treated his character like shit anyway, so it's like, why all of a sudden changing your mind? Like, oh, we need to actually preserve Bray Wyatt. Great job, WWE, ? So, now, again, this matchup here asks some more questions than anything. Is it going to be, Brock versus Bray at WrestleMania? I said it before, and I say it again. It would honestly make more sense to have Brock Lesnar facing off the entire Wyatt family in an elimination-style matchup. That way, Bray doesn't have to worry about hurting himself too much, and Brock would still look like a beast. He just goes through Rowan, Harper, Strowman, and then eventually, lose to Bray Wyatt, because Bray Wyatt needs that victory. If anybody deserves a victory over the Beast Incarnate, it's Bray. And honestly, Brock would still look like a beast. I mean, so many people are like, oh, well, if Brock loses, his stock's going to go down. It is not going to go down. Honestly, all he has to do is go to another matchup, and he will suplex somebody, and it's just like, oh, hey, Brock Lesnar's winning, yay. But, yeah. Knowing WWE, that's not going to happen. All right, we go into a hometown return for Sami Zayn, coming back to his home country of Canada, and he faced off against Stardust, which was a filler matchup, but it was still good nonetheless. I mean, Stardust and Sami still put on a pretty stellar matchup. I think that most of the crowd is just saving their energy for the main event, which is Triple H versus Dean, but it was still good to see Sami Zayn and Stardust put on quite one hell of a matchup. Sami hits the Helluva kick and pins Stardust in the middle of the ring, and I'm wondering if they are going to continue doing this whole Stardust versus Stephen Amell deal. I think it'd be an interesting matchup to do, but they haven't really followed up on it that much. So let's go into the main event, which was Dean Ambrose challenging for the title against the champion, Triple H. Starting off the matchup was, basically what you would expect, was just, It was one of those things where it was like, okay. So they do like lockups, stuff like that. And there was actually a moment where Dean actually grabs Triple H's nose. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's not too hard to pick at. I mean, people joke about Triple H's nose. So probably if Dean made it smaller, then great. Otherwise, he probably made it, 3 times bigger. I don't know. So, so the matchup in itself was exciting. It was good. And Dean Ambrose showing, again, that he is a main event caliber guy. And for a time, there was a moment where Dean actually had the advantage. It seemed like he was going to win. He focused on Triple H's legs. He focused on his quads, really making it look like he was going to really just punish Triple H. There was one moment where Dean Ambrose hit the Dirty Deeds on Triple H, Then you see 1, 2, 3. Apparently, the referee stopped before the 3 because Dean Ambrose's foot was underneath the bottom ropes. But there's a picture actually that shows Dean Ambrose's foot was technically not under, so they were just seemingly making a very sad deal. This is one of those things where it's like, okay, so you're basically pulling an Eva Marie here. You're basically making it look like Triple H doesn't have it anymore. Great job. I am so happy to know that referees are so reliable. Yeah. All right. So the matchup, of course, continued on with Dean taking a dive to Triple H on the outside. Him and Triple H were down on the floor, and then you see Dean just doing like the whole, crotch chop, DX chop. And then we see Dean putting Triple H on the announcer's table, goes for an elbow drop, but unfortunately Triple H got out of the way. Dean came that close to almost getting counted out, but Dean quickly gets back into the ring. Triple H meets him with the pedigree, 1, 2, 3. Dean Ambrose is not going to become the champion tonight, and Triple H is going into WrestleMania still the champ. But there is a bit of controversy going on with that finish, and I'm very interested to seeing at what we are going to see with that matchup with Triple H and Roman Reigns, which I believe that tonight it is going to be in the city of brotherly love. I believe it is going to be in Philadelphia. Let me check in 1 minute. But I honestly thought that the event in and of itself, this event tonight, RoadBlock, was actually pretty good. I mean, I'd probably give it at least a 6.5. I mean, the one things that made it, the matches in itself were good. It was just one of those things where it's like, some things there just did not, did not work the way that we probably would have liked it to. But I think it would have been awesome to see, either a title change happen. But, okay, let me see here. Okay, tonight it is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, home of the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle, who left TNA this past week, understandably so. But as far as the road to WrestleMania for Raw tonight, so far they have Road to WrestleMania now clear for Triple H. Is it though? Because I think that they are going to bring up the whole deal with Dean Ambrose very much in this broadcast tonight. It'll be interesting to see what they do, but honestly, I'm hoping that they do something more than just, mentioning, oh, well, his foot was on the bottom rope, so that's why. And, blah, 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 I'm the King of Kings, and blah, blah, blah. Dean will come out, say something great, and make the whole show actually worthwhile. Next one is what mind games await Shane. Last week, Shane McMahon and Vince McMahon had a very interesting, stare-off deal, stuff like that, where Shane was basically dropping a pipe bomb saying, like, everything that, you thought about WWE, that's all going to change. Wrong superstars getting pushed, that stops. Right superstars getting, pushed back, that stops. Everything like that. I want to see if a Shane win at WrestleMania. And even if they don't have him, on the show, they could always appoint, a Raw general manager. It's not like they can't do that. I mean, for all we know, you could put in, Jerry Lawler. You could put in Dean Malenko, for all I care. As long as it's somebody that the crowd is going to be like, oh my gosh, this guy, holy cow, this is awesome. But we'll see what happens. Will hashtag KO Mania become hashtag WrestleZania? And obviously they're talking about the whole thing with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who, interestingly enough, they had a matchup between, it was Sami Zayn and Neville against The Miz and Kevin Owens, and during that matchup, Zayn wanted Miz to tag in Kevin Owens so bad, Owens would not do it. He would just say, you know what, I'm not even going to even touch this, I'm going to leave, and of course, Sami Zayn pins The Miz. So, interesting to see how they really continue this story going into WrestleMania. I honestly do think that that's the best thing they can do is go Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at Mania, because it's going to be a slobber knocker. And I don't see it being a matchup where, oh, well, Kevin Owens is going to get disqualified. No. I see a clean finish, but I honestly see Sami Zayn winning the title at WrestleMania. But I could be wrong. There's something about Lana. Oh, gosh. There is something about Lana because she's still gotten so much heat for so much of what she's done. But they have made a WrestleMania matchup where it's Team Brie against Team Lana. It is the I was trying to remember what they were. I think it was Brie, Alicia, somebody in Paige. Okay, first of all, the fact that they put Paige in an 8 Divas tag match is just really sad. It makes me think, wow, so they don't have anything good to put on for, Paige or Natalya, so they're going to have them in a Divas tag match? Great, so could there be a stipulation there? Oh, no, it's just a matchup to prove, the rivalry deal. Great job, WWE. I honestly was thinking that it was going to be, Brie versus Lana, one-on-one, and that would have been a pre-show matchup, but it looks like they're going to still keep it as a pre-show match, but add 6 other divas who, okay. Burn, baby, burn. Obviously referring to the fact that Y2J burned the Y2AJ t-shirt this past Thursday night on SmackDown. Obviously also last week we saw Chris Jericho hit AJ Styles with a code breaker, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Very interesting to see what they do into this. I think that they should have, Styles versus AJ in an Iron Man match at Mania. But again, this is not WWE's logic, so yeah. And of course, this very no, that was not me accidentally, slurring my words. That was just me looking at the title of this and thinking, great. It will be the New Day versus Rusev and Del Rio tonight on Raw for the tag team titles. Apparently, they're going to think, oh, well, we're going to have a rematch, but we're not going to have the same guys. We're going to have the 2 worst guys on that team teaming up. Okay, and they're going to compete for the tag team titles. If they win the tag team titles, I will probably end up just, I'll probably be punching a wall, which it's only happened twice in my life where I've almost wanted to punch a wall, but I think if this happens, I will literally just punch a wall and think, why in the hell would you do that? All right, so that is going to conclude this edition of Pro Talk Wrestling, talking about Monday Night Raw as well as RoadBlock. Be sure to tune in on, hopefully I'm going to get either done tonight or tomorrow, the Monday Night Raw recap, talking about what all went down. And it is going to be a very interesting Raw, to say the least. But before I go, guys, I'm going to mention to you guys, if you're looking for classic belts, current belts, any kind of championship belts for a good, low price, go to ajsbelts.com. And while you're over there, guys, be sure to check out their premier belts. They have a world title belt, U.S. title belt, and an MMA title belt, which, if you go to checkout and mention Pro Talk Wrestling and order one of those belts, 2 of those belts, maybe even 3 of those belts, you can get $100 back on your order, guys. It is definitely a steal of a deal. You definitely want to take the chance, look into it, check it out. ajsbelts.com. Be sure to mention this nice little podcast on their comment section, and they will give you $100 back after you have purchased the belt. So, that is going to conclude it, guys. This has been Nate the Effin' Great, and we are going on the road, a bumpy road, to WrestleMania. So, see you guys all for tonight.
It's a new day. Yes, it is. The moment is here, get rid of your fears, no time for the tears, because we gon' make it. The future is ours, cause we got the power in the palm of my hand, given the chance, Take it. And when it seems everything's wrong and the pressure is on, that's when it's time to be strong. Just look in the mirror and wipe your face, step up to the plate, cause it's time to be great. So come on and embrace the new day. Come on and live life a new way. Don't stop till you reach the top, and while them haters keep hating, you'll be winning a race.